Okay, guys, we're on the home stretch. We're nearing the end. The adventure will not continue for much longer. The quest shall reach its inevitable end. We gotta go fight Fargo in the boiling hole, and then from there we can kind of just tie up a lot of loose ends. We'll go, I think we run into Belgis eventually, and his whole madness that is going on in his life right now. Did we run into Belgis? Well, why did Belgis go so mad, right? I guess that's the thing we can pay attention to try and figure out. Like I said, most of the time when I play these games, I don't even pay attention to the plot. Which probably makes me the worst, but yeah. It's definitely why the end of the game is a little sketchy in my mind, as far as memory goes. You can go west here to reach the boiling point, west and south, but then there's this weird part up on the north that I kind of want to go check out. So we're gonna go north and avoid the boiling hole. Is it Belgis or Bagis? I'm probably saying it wrong. The Blue Man Group is nothing against the powers of rock and rule. How lame did I sound there? Did I sound extra lame? Good. I keep checking the map, I'm so sorry. I'm pretty bad when I don't have a mini-map. I think most people are. I've got the memory of a goldfish, so anywhere I needed to go immediately exits my mind the moment I stop seeing it. Seriously, well, what is up here? What is it? There's a cave. Is this like an unfinished... Weird. Where was this gonna connect? Do you think this is where the game would have continued? Like, do they have plans for this? Maybe this would hook up to Cole Hazard? You know, that random ramp in Cole Hazard that like stretches out and doesn't go anywhere? Really interesting. Alright, well, otherwise though, this just kind of wasted our time. So. Yeah, there's not even any spirits down here. Really, really feels like cut content. Not cut like it should have been here, but just like, you know, if you're designing a world and you're like, oh, okay, let's just keep this cave here. We might add to it later if we have the time, and if not, we'll just put a big rock in front of it. They'll never know the difference. Ooh, unlucky. Can we take a couple steps, guys? Please. It's never going to be something I don't complain about. Why do JRPGs do this in general? Like, why is this considered acceptable? Kind of feels like... Oops. Kind of feels like early on, like in the Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest and those kind of days, random battles were the only way to give the players a game to play. But I think I could probably have done about half the battles and still been very happy with this game. Oh, we're gonna die! Oh my gosh! I really need to pay attention. Excellent. Not excellent. Give us another miss. That's okay, we're just leveling up our HP, right? That's totally what we're doing here. All part of the plan. I too have dreamt of hitting C down left left over and over and over again. It's my favorite part of the game. I too have dreamt of being a baseball. Why does a single... I don't want to fight a magma fish and a blue man. It's a boring fight. No fun. What is this? This blue man and his pet magma fish, he's just like, we're gonna get that guy. The guy ran away from us, he doesn't respect us. We'll teach him to stand on our rocky ground. That part of the ground that was burned by King Bagus. And not Fargo. Like, what's the disconnect, right? Like, think about it from a plot perspective. We go from running into Limelin, where we're like, oh man, Fargo's this really bad dude, and he's gonna burn everyone, because he's really good at burning things, and he knows lots of burn thing spells. And then we go immediately here, where it's like, oh, by the way, there's this Phantom Palace, and there's this thing, this guy who existed who has control over famine and fear, and he was cursed because of the original Day of Grief. And it's like, oh, okay. I mean, Fargo's still in the back of our mind, but alright, this is some interesting backstory. And it's like, alright, we're gonna go fight Fargo. We're gonna go to the boiling point. And then it's also like, oh, and also, Bay just burned down this town because he's an evil person and he's going crazy. It's like, where does Fargo fit into this? Give us one plot point at a time, man. It's kind of confusing. I feel like, shouldn't Fargo have been the one to burn down the town? Even I got it wrong. I said it was Fargo, but it was actually Bagus or Belgus. Wish I remembered. But yeah, it kind of feels like plot point whiplash. It's almost like the designers didn't quite know... Shouldn't even say designers, the plot writers didn't really know where to introduce some of these subplots. I mean, Bagus was the king of fire and steel. He was obviously evil. Name a single elemental-based plot where the king of fire was not evil. Like, you can't, can you? The king of fire is always evil. There are no exceptions. If it is a guy and he likes fire, he's gonna be an antagonist. It's just gonna happen. Restriction level 2. Probably will never use that. It could be an interesting idea. But like, why would we restrict them when we could just avalanche them? It would be good in certain circumstances. Like if we were running towards a group of Sandmen, and we had dodged their Earth Magnet spell, but we weren't close enough to do anything meaningful, then it might be okay to cast Restrict. Or if the enemies are so spaced out, and we want to freeze them, but we couldn't hit them with a good Ice Wall spell. Yeah, I don't know. It's probably not that good. In the grand scheme of things. Wait, we don't want to go north. We want to go south. Hold up. But this is dead end. What do we do? I don't know what to do. I think we just leave. I think we leave and go around. The only reason we came over here was to get that spirit. Do another spirit. Wait, what? How we get across? I know we need to go this way. Get punished by being forced to fight more guys. Yeah, it's fine. We can miss all those. Ooh, that was a good one. I think that was 2 rocks on each. Oi. Oh wow, we're silenced. And they tried to silence us again. It's kind of funny. Oh, we can travel across here? Maybe? Maybe, kinda? It's getting dark. I can't see! Oh, we can. Okay. Okay. Okay! Okay! This isn't the Boiling Point, it's a Boiling Hole. Boiling Point, I think, is a restaurant down the street from us. A lot of magma fish, not a lot of reason to fight them. Ah! What is that thing? What? What is that thing? It's adorable! It's like a tiny version of a Sandman, and it throws a massive rock. That is a big rock. Okay, 95 on Water Pillar. What are you gonna do? That's another big rock. Still about 90 on Triple Fire. Okay. What else do we have? Don't really have that much else, do we? Avalanche would be pointless, he's so small. What about Cutter? Cutter's decent. Well, decent for its strength. What about Large Cutter? Nah, just 65. I think Water is just the root. It does more damage. That guy packed a punch, though. 35 on a big rock. Hard to dodge when he's so small that he didn't summon it very high in the air. Alright. Here's our big volcano thing. Hi, Tiny. Why did they make the move so slow? Was that necessary? We're just gonna leave. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here anymore. Okay. Guess we'll fight these ones. They're in route of our path. I could just dip out and ignore them completely. That's no fun. Alright, let's use Restrict. Level 2. Somewhere around here. Oh. Pretty good. Now, how do we want to handle this? Walking water? 120. It's not bad. Can we do better, though? Homing arrow level 2? Probably not. Large cutter. Yeah, large cutter does 65 to each. Walking water only did like 60, right? Oh my gosh, where is it? It's about the same damage. Really, when you think about it, Wind has no real good utilitarian spells. Like, Restriction's decent. But you're not really going to be able to restrict a boss. Whereas at least you can Vampire's Touch a boss. Even Spirit Armor, level 2, is still usable against a boss. You're not going to be able to restrict a boss, you're not going to be able to You're not gonna be able to silence a boss. At least I don't think. You might be able to. I don't know. I typically don't try, because that's sort of the rule, right? In JRPGs, you're not allowed to use status effects against the bosses. Which is silly, by the way. You should design your game so it's balanced so that you can use status effects against bosses. Oh my goodness. Boiling point, or the boiling hole, is, I believe, pretty much a straight line. There's no twists or turns or weird things you need to worry about. We should go into the middle and see if we can ice wall them, although they're floating. I'm worried that the ice wall is going to pass under them. Nope, we're good. Although with only 2 left, we might as well water pillar. I also don't think there's any particularly interesting rooms in the boiling hole. We passed the room with a big lava pit in the middle. It's kind of as interesting as it gets. You missed! This guy's gonna miss, though. This guy's gonna hit us right in the face. I know this is a bad idea. Oh, you could use your physical attack, you know. Well, it's not physical, but it's like a tiny avalanche. If any of you guys want to be frozen, that would be fine with me. We can just miss on both, that's cool too. Tell your friends. Dodge all our attacks. We're doing a really bad job of fighting this. Like an atrociously bad job of fighting this. Bonk! Right in the back of the head. Oh, come on. Why do they creep so slowly? I will never get an answer. Okay, second big lava room, I guess. We'll just scoot along on the outskirts. Ooh. Fire lion? Fire lion. I think you missed there, fire lion. 140 damage. You are not very accurate, are you? No. You're not getting close enough to hit us. Okay. That seems, ill-designed. Let's see if that was a fluke. Maybe this one will actually hit us. What is it doing? Can we just stand over here and shoot wind at it? Like, what the heck? Oh no. Okay, it uses firebomb then. At least there's that. Oh my gosh, that's not something weird. That's like a very obvious flaw, right? In the way this thing is designed. How did someone not look at that and think, maybe we should change that? The graphic of the spell just doesn't shoot out far enough. They're using the Steam spell. Hot Steam. I'm assuming there's a level 2 version. More nightmares, but we're not afraid of them. Yeah, later nightmares. Unfortunately, there's just not a lot of interesting things happening on in the Boiling Hole. This is kind of the point of the game that I was talking about, right? Way at the beginning of this, where I said eventually the game sort of feels unfinished. I think that big blocked off cavern was the beginning of sort of that indication that, hey, you know, we've reached a point where maybe there was going to be a path somewhere, but now there isn't. But we'll start to see a lot of that. Obviously, Fargo feels really weirdly added into the game, where it's just like, here's this random thief. He broke out of prison and he burns things. You should go after him. And somehow the Queen, Diana, knew that Fargo stood between you finding your father and not. And how did your father even get through the mines if Fargo was blocking them? And why does the Queen know that you need to kill Fargo? And how does she know where Bartholomew even went? These are the questions that keep me up at night. They don't. What does keep me up at night? Trying to figure out how functions work in programming. That usually keeps me up. Alright. We have to be reaching near the end. Oh, I just want to walk, guys. Come on. I just want to take a step. I just want to move. I want to move it. You guys are just ruining all of that. Every time I watch them take a turn, I die a little inside. I think of all the things I could be doing, like going out and looking at the trees, feeling the fresh wind on my face. No, I can only think that I've done this to myself by liking this game. Oh, wrong spell. Why do we need to miss the guy right in front of us twice? 3 times. Okay, there has to be something. You ever notice this in Quest 64? If you miss someone and you keep casting the spell without moving, it seems like you miss them a lot. I wonder how the RNG of a spell that hits works. Maybe I'm superstitious or something, but it really feels like sometimes if you've missed an attack, you should move Brian and kind of, like, readjust him to maybe re-trigger the correct dice roll. I don't know. I mean, it all depends on how the RNG is rolled, right? As much as we love to think that computers can calculate random, there is very little that is truly random, right? Most of the time, the computer is just, what, cycling through a series of numbers, and then when you hit the roll key, it stops cycling. And that's what picks your random number. That was, not the correct spell. We're gonna make it through. We're gonna just keep pushing on. I believe in us. Hopefully we didn't get turned around in this tunnel. There's a possibility that we did. From all the battles we were running from. Fine, fight you. Oh boy. Okay, good. We didn't get turned around. Can we look at the environment without getting accosted by you horrible, horrible, horrible monsters? Can we get a moment of peace? Please. That would be wonderful. You're not even threatening. You're just basic. Okay, let's get our bearings. We're on top of a ramp. There is still only one path. There's a treasure chest off in the distance. And the same darn magma fish blocking the path. Am I crazy? Is the random encounter rate higher in this room? Or this dungeon, rather? Is this just negativity bias? Yeah, that's fine. I like wasting MP. Because we're so water focused and all these enemies are fire based, we're not really even in any real threat or danger in this place. Also kind of hilarious that fire is our second highest element, so we're not taking that much fire damage either. Okay, that's it. I am calling it. The RNG of random battles feels much higher here. I mean, again, how would that look in real life, right? You walk forward a step and there's just a room like littered with all of these creatures just all stacked up on top of each other. You go over to, like, kill one, and you have to just wade through a pool of them in order to get anywhere. Oh, we should totally use Avalanche on this. What is it, a wyvern or a dragon? Probably like a dragon. Red wyvern. Wait, what? It gets close to us and uses homing arrow? Okay. I mean, that's fine. It doesn't do that much damage. I'm much more afraid of Flame Pillar. Spirit over here. Yes. Please. Give us your slow movement. Give us more. My resistances are running pretty low now, guys. It's been a long 2 days of recording Quest 64, right? I think next time I've got a capture card. I need to set it up. And when we do Aiden Chronicles, I'll try and capture straight off the N64. That way we can avoid all of this nonsense with the desyncing and if we do experience any lag, we will know it's the console. That'll make it a little less stressful on my part. We are close. We have to be close. We have got to be close, right? And what was up with that one room with the lions? Isn't that kind of the weird part of the game too? There are these monsters that are in the game, and you only encounter them in a couple spots. Like, think about the cockatrice, right? There are only 2 spots in the game as far as I know of where you can fight them, and the locations that they exist are very small. Just sort of odd. I mean, I guess if you're the guy adding monsters into the game, and you're like, okay, cockatrice is in 2 spots, we're good. You don't really, like, think to go in and test each and every little zone, right? Like, you're probably sick of playing Quest 64 at that point. Being that it's your own creation and you just want to ship the thing. Oh, goodness. That's it. I hate the boiling hole. I'm gonna go out and say it. Boiling hole is stupid. It's just a giant straight path that leads down and down and down into a burning ring of fire. And there's nothing interesting about it. There's nothing interesting about the monsters. There's nothing interesting about the environment. The couple of rooms with the lava is mildly interesting. But beyond that, this place sucks. I don't want to be here anymore. Just want to get out. The monsters suck, and they move slow, and they waste our time, and everything is terrible. And our father, Bartholomew, doesn't love us. He left us in a monastery. Oh well. Gah. Like, even if I was testing this, I would be like, guys, make the rock people move faster. For the love of everything that is pure in the world, make the rock people move faster. I don't even think their movement is bad or something. Just make them move faster. Like the animation is crappy or something. At least for the 64, it's not crappy. I think that is one thing to be said about Quest 64. They made a lot of things work, right? Like, some of it looks funkier than others, but it certainly has a very stylized feel. And when they make something like a monster or a little critter, it looks like that critter. Like, the moths look like moths, the cat people look like cat people, the little stone guys look like stone guys. It's not muddied or difficult to see at all. Like, the people doing the textures chose good colors, everything pops. It's not really difficult to see what's going on. I mean, overall, the visuals on Quest 64 are pretty good. Keep in mind, it was a 64, okay? Blocky polygons were pretty normal. This was the era where everyone was getting excited about a game named Final Fantasy VII, where Cloud literally had giant blocks for fists. Oh, how the times have changed. Now, like every character in Final Fantasy VII, they didn't have fingers. They didn't even have mittens. They just had blocks. Like, literal blocks for hands. They didn't even have any textures on them to make it look like they had fingers. They were just like massive blocks. Anyway. I'm sure you know all about that. Quest 64 and Final Fantasy VII came out probably about the same time. Or at least in the same generation. I need to go back and play FF7. Keep waiting for the remake that's supposed to come out that I've had pre-ordered for like 3,000 years. You know, the one that was being talked about when we were in high school. Supposedly it's going to be out this year. Supposedly. Who knows? That's what they say every year. More butterflies. Yay. We'll drop more rocks on these butterflies. Oh boy. I wonder what's gonna happen when we drop rocks on these butterflies. They died. Yay. I'm going loopy. Send help. It's the heat. The heat is getting to me. The boiling hole, it's too hot. I can't handle it anymore. Oh, finally. Okay, this is Fargo. Let's get our MP back. Oh my goodness. Okay, are we good? Ugh. Ugh. This is what I get for staying up too late. Alright. Come on, Fargo. Oh, he is... Holy moly, he is not a nice looking person. I mean, even for the 64, that is pretty intimidating. Welcome, fool. You have done my work for me and brought the other 3 crystals, or brought the other 3 precious jewels. That weakling Bagus, it is Bagus, thinks that I will hand them over to him. Wrong. I and only I will be the king of Celtland. The world belongs to me. Now hand them over. Okay, so at least there's some connection between Bagus and Fargo. Seems that perhaps Bagus broke Fargo out of prison and gave him the fire orb. And Bagus having the fire orb is what let him burn down the town or whatever. I don't really remember anything about this fight, which tells me that's probably not that hard. Wait, wind bomb? What the crap is a wind bomb? Hold on, guys. I gotta see what this is. What? That is some garbage. That is just a reskin. So every element gets the attack in an area around you with a cloudy smoke thing spell. That's funny. Okay. Well, this guy's probably water or fire based, right? So he's probably super weak to water. 118. Okay. We take 33. I think we can just face tank this, right? Maybe. Maybe not. Actually, that kind of hurts. Okay, 31 is a bit much. You heal 42, though. So we come out about 10 HP on top every time he does that. About. Depending on how the numbers roll. 5 to 10. That does 24. I mean, our numbers add up. Will you stop missing, Brian? We have enough trouble without your accuracy problems. Anyway, 124 is fine. It's an okay number. Oh, that's not what I wanted. And because we heal more than his attacks deal damage, technically we're safe. Like, we shouldn't ever lose this fight. Because even if he's right in front of us hitting us with his melee spell, we're still healing more damage than he's dealing. The only thing that matters is if we land our drain magic spells. Okay, 121 on Water Pillar. How does this fare? Whoa, was that 15? Hold on. Let's get the camera angle right this time. Why is the camera spinning? What? Okay, fine. What is the camera doing, guys? I'm not hitting any camera button. I want to be over here and cast the spell, but I can't see the damage. That's frustrating. Okay, maybe this will work. Camera, please. Camera, please. Looks like about 12. 11 to 12? Times 6? Okay, that's not as good as I thought. That's about 70 damage? Whereas we were dealing about 120 with Waterfall. Fire is probably not a good option. We could do it just to be funny. Or should I say, do it just to confirm? Nah, yeah, it's pretty bad. About 45 damage. So we have about 70 with Wind Cutter, and we can keep our distance. Why did I do that? 70 with Wind Cutter, 120 with Waterfall. Haven't tried anything Earth related. Suppose we could go in for the super move. The Power Staff into Vampire's Touch. That might be funny. Maybe we should try that. Probably drain some. Well, we don't need to drain it yet. Hoping he misses us with one of these. That way we get some chance to put a buffer between us and him. Crap. Wasted turn. Well, this is kind of annoying. We healed all the way up. We're missing our drain magic spell so often that it's not going to matter. Ow. What would this look like if it was real time? I mean, is this just Brian running around in a circle, chanting wildly, trying to singe, or rather, put out the singed clothes that he's wearing, healing as best he can, while this man just follows him around, chucking fireballs and blowing the ground up around him, chasing after this 12-year-old. Okay. Going in. Power staff. No, you don't have to get close. Alright, fine. Yeah, see, look. We got hit, and we lost the spell. I don't understand that. That's super annoying. Fine. We'll just do Vampire's Touch? Maybe? Yeah. Okay, so I'm not crazy. The bosses, when they hit you, they remove all your buffs. That's ridiculous. This makes it so you can't use spells like that against them. Which is just silly. Why do they exist? Why even give them as an option? Okay, so we know we can't Vampire Touch or Power Staff this guy. The difference between being close and distant from him is 10 damage, which is not irrelevant. But I think the proper play is run away, heal, drain magic, and run in and waterfall him? Probably. Because yeah, we take 10 more damage here, but we're also dealing 40, 50-ish more damage back to him. Sure, someone could do the math on that and figure out which one's more efficient. And we go back in again. Ready for another slap fest. And we rinse and repeat. You know what, forget this. We should probably use, like, some of the items that we have stacked away for the entire game. Don't we have bread that heals 50? We're never gonna use that. Like, give it enough time, the bread that heals 50 will be worse than our healing spell. That heals 100. Here's one that does 50. We'll have to drain his mana on the next go-round. It's a really boring fight. I guess probably because there isn't... What makes fights, like, against Shilf interesting is because there's a little bit of counterplay, right? Like, you can use the terrain to your advantage... Oh, or you just die. You can use the terrain to your advantage. Fire Ruby obtained. To your advantage against Shilf. you can also try to dodge her laser beam. But against that guy, it was just like, alright, power up your spells. Alright, jump in and hit each other. Yeah! Alright, now run away, power up your spells. Or, power up your spells. Power up your mana. Heal yourself a bunch. Alright, now jump in and hit him a bunch. Ah! Yeah, it just really isn't that interesting. Okay. I can't remember which direction we came from. In fact, I'm not really sure where we are. There's a spirit over there, though. We'll go ahead and grab that. I think we came from that direction, didn't we? Maybe not. Hard to remember. I'm gonna say no. Although, I don't know. These fire bats are here. Fire bats. Nightmares. I'm gonna feel pretty dumb if this is the way we came. Whoa, when did we get 217 HP? Good gravy. Let's find the second exit to this room, and then see if I can remember which one we came in from. Okay, I don't think we came in from here. So I'm gonna go this way. No battles is a good sign. Or maybe we're just getting extremely lucky. Extremely lucky. Nope. Okay, good. This is the right way. Ah. We're here. This is probably my favorite part of the game. And I know that's weird because I keep complaining that the end of the game is worse than the beginning. But this is my favorite part of the game. The music is fantastic. I know I'll be talking a lot over it, but the music is fantastic, and the surrealist nature of this part of the game is great. Okay, so for starters, you see like this molten piece of... well, I guess it's supposed to be lava or something? It's completely disintegrated the road into this town. Brannock Castle. So yeah, for whatever reason, King Bagus destroyed the route into his own hometown. It gets even better as we keep playing, though. You can really see, like, the destruction. There's, like, this giant crater in the middle of the city. Or the... I don't know. It's an N64, so I assume it's supposed to be a city, even though it's only, like, 3 buildings. Say, are you traveling somewhere? If you're trying to get to Brannock, you'd better not go. Would you like to stay the night? It's always a little funny, like, how eager people are to have you stay the night. But yeah, in general, the music here is honestly some of my favorite music that you find in video games. It's like mysterious and intense at the same time. I also love that the music doesn't change when you go inside of the houses, which helps set the mood that, hey, this is actually intense, you know? Like, going inside of a house doesn't save you from the bad things that are outside of it. Okay. So we have our one guy who somehow is still alive on the outskirts of Brannock Castle. We have to find a way to navigate past all the fissures and the rubble and whatnot to find a way in. Now again, Quest 64 does a lot with implication and not so much with actual narrative or getting to see things happen. So even though you're not really told this, essentially you have to assume that King Brannock has broken all treaties. Or not King Brannock, King Bages has broken all treaties with the other cities that you've encountered. And for some reason he's just gone on this mad rampage, destroying everything around him, including his own city and the neighboring cities, or city. Likewise, he still runs a kingdom, so even though the citizens of his kingdom are presumably dead, he still has plenty of guards, and you have to extrapolate this because the monsters we're about to encounter are all people in suits of armor. So you're supposed to assume that they're his guards, guarding the castle, preventing you from coming in. Not outside the castle, obviously. You still run into these guys for some reason. Likewise, though, he is in a castle, right? Which means we couldn't just walk up to the front gate and say, hey, let me in. So we need to find a way into the castle. And again, none of this is actually told to us, which is kind of garbage, really. Not that we need to be told, but none of it's shown to us, really. We just have to assume because we're not going to be able to go in through the front gates. We have to find a different route in. This is what I mean, though. The Red Rose Knights. That was a clean miss. Wow. The only thing I'm going to give it is that guy has increased his agility. A lot of heavy damage. We can't fight them head on, and I don't think we can fight a prolonged fight against them. We're going to have to run away. We missed so many of our spells, which was disappointing. Yeah, and you can kind of see here, this would have been the drawbridge or something leading into the castle. Need to find a way to fight these Red Rose Knights. Maybe we'll go with Restrict? Try and buy ourselves some time. Miss. Okay, maybe Ice Wall. 104, not bad. Still not enough, though. We have to run. That's annoying. Like, 50, however much damage they're doing is crazy high. Certainly not anything we can heal our way out of. Would have expected to get a new spell by now. Oh well. Oh wait, we can go in through the front door? I thought we couldn't. Oh, okay, this isn't the castle. Right. We'll continue to explore out here. These are like the walls leading into the city. I love it too that the horizon is even dark. Cyclone. There we go. I think Cyclone is the spell that creates a tornado in front of you. Not very useful. Especially because it travels in the same direction as Wind Cutter does, but Wind Cutter is just better. Or not Wind Cutter, Large Cutter. So this is the actual town. To see some kind of weird things here, like a astrology building, presumably, is what that is. No way inside, though. So Bagis's kingdom was known as the Kingdom of Steel and Fire. Steel, perhaps, relates to technological advancement. I'm lucky I was able to escape with my life, but I wonder if it matters. I have no place to go anymore. My uncle here is lucky he wasn't home when the evil soldiers raided his farm. Perhaps you can help me to convince him that we'll be alright. Yeah, you guys are not gonna be alright, to be honest. Not unless we can get rid of Bagis. Haven't had a customer in ages. Why don't I just give you a pair of black wings? Customer, we didn't pay you anything. The shadow has befallen on the city. King Bagis brings pain and anguish to all. He has rounded up and jailed many who rose against him. It's even possible your father is in prison, if he tried to challenge the king's powers. Why would someone come to Brannock when war is about to break out? Why don't you stop for a rest while there's still time? Yeah, we'll do that. King Bagis has some kind of madman working for him. His name is Guilty. Oh, Guilty gets mentioned here. I think. He just showed up one day from who knows where. His experience with magic have made the town a living mess. Wow! Guilty is responsible for the state of the town? I didn't even realize Guilty got mentioned. I think yesterday I mentioned, I was like, oh, there's this totally random boss named Guilty who just pops up out of nowhere. I guess he was totally mentioned by name there. Okay. So Guilty is kind of a Final Fantasy VII Hojo-esque character who just does experiments on things for no reason. For no reason! Trying to cycle out, make sure I hit all the buildings. Or cycle through, rather. Hey, you guys. You Limeland guards? Are you thinking of entering the castle? No one is allowed through the main gate anymore, but there might be a way through the back. But why would you want to try that? Don't tell me a skinny little runt like you would dare challenge the king. 2 fortnights ago, a mysterious woman accompanied by a wicked spirit came to see the king. He became a very different person after that. King Bagis will let nothing stand in the way of his new horrifying magic. He intends to conquer all of Celtland. Okay, so I stand corrected. This guy does hint that you'll need to find a secret way into the castle, and this guy does mention that Bagis was visited by a woman? Would it have been Shilf? Not sure. You won't need to go off to war if you're injured, but no matter, we're all doomed anyway. Ah, it's all over for me. So many things I wanted to do, now there's no time. Who's that woman who visited You said a woman and then... Wait, who else was it? I'm gonna go back and check. 2 fortnights ago, a mysterious woman accompanied by a wicked spirit. Accompanied by a wicked... Okay, the wicked spirit is probably Mammon. I would say the woman is probably Shilf. But Shilf is no more, so we don't need to worry about her anymore. Idle chatter will get us nowhere. King Bagus is set on burning everything in sight. If you run out of hero's drink, come back. I have plenty. A child like you shouldn't be in a hurry to die. You? A magician? What's going on here? Just the other day we captured another magician, but he was older and seemed to have great powers, but I doubt that he survived the king's wrath. So it seems that Mammon then has poisoned King Bagus. It's not really his fault for declaring war and allowing Guilty to just corrupt the entire town. Probably Bagus didn't really have a choice. Those almost seem like loudspeakers. I really do have to assume that... where are we going? Or where is the place we're called? Brannock Castletown? Had to be a place of technological advancement. Okay, I can't go in those buildings. So I think that's all the buildings. Yeah, those look like speakers or something. I don't know. And the Sheikah symbol. Kind of what that looks like. Alright, let's raid the castle. It is a dark path to this castle for sure. Even Ganon's castle was not quite this intimidating. Oh, I'm gonna get burned for that one. Okay, that is a giant Amazoness woman called an ogre. Oh, that's a man? Is it a man or a woman? I guess it's a man. Does not look like a man. I have no clue. It's a giant ogre person. Huh. That butterfly totally missed. Okay, let's heal and see what this guy does. Oof. It's about 60 damage. We dodge one of those fireballs. And that is a firebomb spell, which we can dodge. Seems like he's using fire spells, but seem to take very little water damage? What do you do? Wind? Wind did decent. About 15 times 6, which is what? 15 times 6. 60, 90? Okay, 90 is good. Is Cyclone the really dumb spell? We're just gonna use a large cutter. 79, not very good. Ow. Ooh, we are in trouble. Gotta get out of here. Yeah, that ogre was using fire level 3, hitting us with 3 fireballs that dealt 20 each. That was worse than the Rose Knights. I'm gonna go back here and see if we can... I was hoping we would run into a no combat zone. We have a Gloom Wing, reskin of a Nightmare, and whatever the heck that horrifying fish is, reskin of the Magma Fish. You see what I mean, though? We didn't really run into too many reskins throughout the game, but here near the end, we already have run into 2. Winged Sunfish. I think what makes me sad is you remember the goofy fish on poles? We only ran into like one of them, or one group of them. Where are those things, man? I want to fight more of those. They look so happy. Kremny. I was hoping we could gain some more magic before we had to fight again. Okay. Full magic again. The ogre might be susceptible to avalanche. It's pretty big. I think we need to get closer and try it again. Yep. There's our answer to the ogre. Avalanche seems like a really good answer to anything that has a big model. I'm gonna try out Cyclone. I think it's the really crappy spell, if I remember correctly. Yeah. So that did 51, right? And I guess you could argue it traveled the length of the battlefield, right? Like I don't know why the camera is being so goofy right now. I'm trying to angle the camera. Okay, I think we can see that. So let's cast Cyclone. Yeah, so I guess it travels further than Wind Cutter, or Large Cutter. But Large Cutter travels more or less the same distance and deals nearly twice the damage. Cyclone is just not a very good balanced spell. Or Large Cutter should have just been one of the last spells you get in Wind. Would be my opinion. I don't know. But okay, I think we're good here. We just avalanche these guys and we'll be okay. I think we have points in fire. Your word, they do a lot of damage. Nothing to the right or the left. Just keep going. Yeah, so the doors won't open. Pretty sure the path we want is to the left. We'll go to the right first. Yeah, because this way just leads here. Get a nice shot of the dark water again. I would totally live at a place like this. Dark magic, or foreboding music and dark sky all together, that's fine with me. Okay, so we're looking for a crack in the wall. It's fairly obvious. Oh, not a crack at all. Thought we had to break in or something. Guess not. Just some like random door. Yeah, okay. So this is our entrance. From here, we'll have to fight our way through. We are more than happy to fight one Rose Knight. 3 is another story. Oh, wow. And died pretty quickly. We just missed them too many times. When we ran into those 3? Like a series of misses. Nah. We need to hit both. Of course. Of course. Now we can't win. Might be able to win now. Maybe. Nope. Just kidding. Just kidding. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. Okay. We're in. I don't remember much about where we need to go, though. White Rose Knight. Definitely seems a lot less strong. Yeah. White Rose Knights are not that threatening. Okay, we got this one. We're gonna run in. Yeah. Just need one more of those. Yeah. There we go. Teach those red rose punks. Not really sure which door we need to go into. Oh, I guess this is a, what a pointless interlude of some really random looking room. This is what I mean, though. Doesn't this room just kind of look unfinished? Like, what was this supposed to be? What was supposed to be in here? It's just some weird platform room. And there's nothing here. They added a spirit, I guess. That's something. But okay, yeah, we'll just leave. Might sound a little silly, but I always kind of felt like it added to the mystery, though, of feeling like the world was a little empty at the end, and it kind of brought credence to this concept that Begus had gone mad and was slowly destroying all of the kingdom around him, to the point where there weren't people and there weren't things that make sense. His castle didn't make sense. It was filled with these knights that are willing, apparently, to attack a 12-year-old boy on sight. Another platform room. Now this, I don't know what this is, but I'm assuming it's either a, what, like a cannon, or perhaps a telescope of some kind? Some sort of machinery or something or another. We don't really get an explanation. Surprise, surprise. More red roses. it will chance a restriction spell. Nunya. Alright. Okay, we need to reposition. We're getting a little lucky. Dodge those shots, or the first shot there. The heightened agility is going to make it hard to hit these guys, though. We need one more good, clean hit on both. Not on that one. Okay, this is a little risky, but we're going to go for it. Yeah. Oh, get another chance. Okay. That was close. How's Brian looking on his stats? Again, we're at the pretty much the end of the game. Not quite the end, but we're at the last leg of the journey, and those bars for defense and agility aren't even halfway full, which I think is funny. Not to gain a level. He missed? You can miss when you cast evasion on yourself? I didn't know that. Why not? We can miss when a giant water pillar hits somebody right in front of us. Good to drain his magic. Come on. Varied selection of knights. But as we already know, the white knights simply make battle far less deadly. Ow. Might be in trouble. Yikes. No, you were supposed to cast agility. Oh well, guess he missed us. $32 on fire and wind. I kind of just want to get the last wind spell so I can show you how bad it is. Yeah, so the last couple spells we've got for wind are just so useless. We got Evade level 2. Okay. Wind Bomb, which is just a crappy version of Ice Wall. Silence. We're never going to use that. Cyclone, which is just a worse version of Large Cutter. And Slow Enemy. Slow Enemy. How many times are you going to cast Slow Enemy? So yeah, they front-loaded. They front-loaded Wind with all the good damage spells, and then put all of the status effect spells at the end, and you're just kind of sitting there going, okay, I got a status effect spell, that's great. It's just not useful. Again, at this point, we're just leveling it up because we don't need anything else to win the game. I'm doing this wrong. Ah! I wanted your MP! Okay. We're in a good spot. The knights aren't proving to be too much of a challenge. It really helps that we're fighting them in a hallway, so they're forced to clump together. So the water pillar spell is pretty effective against them. Oh, I think we fight guilty here. Yeah, let me buffer my mic real quick. Okay. Guilty is a creepy looking guy, isn't he? Ah, haha. I have just been using you to experiment. Now give me all the magical powers that you have obtained. Yeah, even though we got that one line about Guilty doing experiments on the town and how he apparently just popped up out of nowhere one day, I feel like that line right there, like that he says, I have just been using you to experiment, now give me all the powers you've obtained. Guilty, we don't know you. We don't know who you are. You haven't been pulling strings the whole time. You haven't been doing anything. And if you have, the story writer sure as heck haven't told us that you have been. So, yeah, I don't really feel like Guilty's introduction here makes a ton of sense. I'm going to soul search him to get his element. He has no element, and he has 1800 HP. He will use that claw move quite a bit. Good idea is to... Oh, he's very resistant to water. Good idea is to get him to use the claw move against you. And then... No, that's not the spell I wanted. Anyway, and then you run backwards? Oh, I thought you could run backwards out of it. Am I wrong? I must be wrong about that. I wanted to wind cutter him. Let's see if that's any good. So it's about 8 times 6. 6 times 8, 48. Ooh, that hurts. So we can do about 48 from a distance with wind. Only about, what was it, 40 with water pillar? So right off the bat, water pillar's out. We don't want to use water against him. Yeah, okay. I can't run while he's casting that spell. So I guess I can't run out of it. I thought I could. All of our wind spells, or none of our other wind spells are going to be better, so... Leaves us with rock. What about fire? Let's try fire. Triple fire. 60, 16, 32, and if the other one would hit, it would be 40, 48. That's not really better than wind. And wind, we can shoot it from a much further distance. But wait, wind wasn't doing 6 times 8. It was doing like 6 times 6. 36. Okay, so fire does a little more damage. I think. Let's watch the numbers again. What do we have here? No, but those were some 9s. But we did miss with 1. Let's do 5. 5 times 8. 40. So fire does a little bit more damage, but not really that much more. Plus you have to turn Brian around. Because watch, if we cast fire like right here, it's not going to work. The homing isn't going to work. So we'd have to turn Brian around, which is going to get us closer to Guilty. Which increases his chance of using his punch down move when he hits the ground, which did about 30. His claws are doing how much? Or did his... No, his claws are doing 30. The move where he punched the ground did about 60. So we always want him to be using the claws. Especially because we don't get a chance to dodge either one. When he uses the claws and we heal, we net about 10 HP. A little less. About 9. On average, I would say. He's dealing 32 and we heal like 40. It's more like 8. 8 is such a small number. Yeah, this is one of the fights where you can legitimately run the guy out of MP if the fight lasts long enough. There's just no way to mitigate his damage. And I think this is what I remember now. Actually, that I mentioned really early on in the Let's Play. I said this fight was boring. You fight him in such a small area. You don't really get a choice to dodge his attacks. You're not interacting with him in some kind of cool way. He's just hitting you over and over again. Our other option is to try an avalanche. We could try rock. 28, no good. Maybe this is our punishment for spreading our elements out too thin. If we had focused on a single element, we might have stood better luck dealing damage to him. Ice Knife is probably not the answer, but I want to try it anyway. What was that number? Looked like a miss and a number. Quest 64, why are you so weird? Alright, let's try it again. Of course it would miss. Okay, look. I just want to know how much Ice Knife does. 29. Not worth it. So, we want either air cutter or fire. Probably fire. We don't really need to keep a large amount of distance between us and Guilty. Like, the difference between being here and being here when we turn around is not meaningful. He's still going to use the same move. Yeah, that was about 19. So, almost 58? Or 57, I think. Which is better than 6 times 5, or not 8 times 5. It's 40. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna go with fire. Fire is gonna be our go-to for damage. Let's round it down to 55, and he has 1800 HP. Which means we would need to hit him... Oh boy, a lot. 100 is 4 times, 1000 is 40 times? Is that right? No, 100 is 2 times. So 1000 would be 20 times. Plus, let's assume he has 1500 left. So let's say 30 times. It's probably an overestimation. Let's go ahead and start counting it down. 30 times. Yeah, I don't know how a kid is supposed to do this. I think if I was a kid doing this, like, I never made it to this part of the game when I was little. It wasn't until I was, like, 13 that I made it to this part. I don't know how a 7-year-old is supposed to do this, though. Okay. 29? No, let's start at 35. Okay, so 34. 33. That way, if we miss, we can not worry about it. 32? Ooh, so many misses. 31. Now the numbers don't add up. Shoot, let's start at 40. So if we're at 31, we're at 36. 35. Yeah, we really aren't dealing the consistent amount of damage that we need to be able to count backwards. But oh well, we'll start at 35 again. Gotta have somewhere as a basis of comparison. 34. I don't know if they did this because they wanted to pad Brian's stats out. They were like, crap guys, Mammon is too strong. Let's put this boss that just hits Brian over and over and over and over again. And that'll make sure the players have really high stats. We certainly are going to gain quite a bit of HP and defense in this fight. That had to have been easier way, though. Like lowering Mammon's stats. Oh well. The riveting battle continues. And this would only marginally be better if we stuck another 10 points in the water. We'd be healing slightly more, but it would still be this fight. 33! $32. Again, though, the math isn't working because we're only hitting with like an average of 2 fireballs. At least it'll be a good representation of how many times we've cast a spell. If we get to 0, it will be 40 times. $31! 20. That's what we like to see. We do not like to see your fist, though, Guilty. Guilty's like some kind of demon. Uh-oh. Kinda got him stuck on his melee. Maybe we can get some distance here. Hopefully this is enough. There we go. $30. Guilty. $29. This is gonna hurt, isn't it? Ow. $28. Sometimes it seems like the claws hit us twice, or they miss and hit. Like Schrodinger's claws. It's both a miss and a hit. Guys, are we on 28 or 29? I can't remember. We're just gonna say 27 on the next cast. $27. $26. Oh boy, actually that one didn't count. I fired it in a funny direction. Maybe we should switch to wind. It's just more reliable. And if one of the wind blades miss, you don't miss out on a third of your damage, which makes it more consistent. $26. Even though the numbers don't work anymore. $25. $24. Oh no, that was a wind level 2. Conserving that MP. $21. Wait, 21? Oh gosh, I don't even know anymore. Some number. This is why I'm not the guy you want tracking your cooldowns in League of Legends. Guys, is Lee Sin's ultimate up? Guys, is Lee Sin's ultimate up? I don't know. Maybe? No? Go in, you'll be fine. Okay. You notice every time we drain MP from him, the number gets smaller. As I've mentioned earlier on some of the other bosses. Eventually it'll get so low that we won't even be healing up to full MP anymore. I wish we could check our defense stat and see if it's going up at all. Oops, that was not the right healing spell. I mean, is there something I'm missing about this fight? Because this is how I've always had to do this, and it always takes forever. Maybe I should watch a speed run. I doubt people who run speed runs do this. You know, one thing we didn't try is we didn't try Avalanche. Yeah, that was not that great. Even if 2 rocks hit him, it would only be 80 damage. Which we would be taking 60 because we're in his melee range, so he's dealing double his damage. Maybe if we're doing about 120 to 160, then it would be okay. That's a pretty tall ask. That's asking for 3 to 4 rocks to hit him on every avalanche. Yeah, Guilty sucks. Just this big, slow demon dummy. She's like, I've got 1800 HP. Enjoy fighting me forever. I think that's what I'm gonna do. When I'm done recording today, I'm gonna look up speedruns and see how people fight Guilty. There has to be a better way. Guess the kind of nice thing is he does miss on occasion, which is pretty handy. Means we go from healing about 5 to 10 HP to about 35 to 10, 35 to 40 HP. I just keep thinking, oops, that was questionable cast. I just keep thinking one day he'll run out of MP. It will be a happy day. We'll probably kill him before it happens, though. I didn't see the number. It's like 100 something. Started out at 200. And I don't know the percentage that you take. If I did, we could reverse engineer his max MP versus his current MP. It's gotta be a small number, like maybe 5%? 10%? Kind of makes you wonder why they even gave every enemy an MP stat. Unless, of course, it was part of the base part of the code, like all battle objects have XYZ stats. That would be kind of interesting. If someone had the ability to crack open the code and check the monster statistics. See if they have an elemental spell level of each element. That kind of thing. That is the wrong spell. That was a good solid hit. There's just so little window in this fight to do anything. You have to heal up. You have to hope he misses, otherwise you're stuck gaining a net of like 5 to 10 HP per cast. Then you cast your 1 or 2 feeble spells. Run away and do it again until you need to drain its magic. Funnily, Mammon I don't even think is this bad. Although Mammon, I think, does a lot more damage. Can't quite remember how he works. I think I usually lose it at the guilty fight. Most of my playthroughs have ended far before I've reached this point. We're down to 100. This whole thing is just kind of exasperatory, though, of definitely what I would consider to be the problem with Quest 64. Or rather, how, though, let me put it this way, like the weaker points of Quest 64. If you're fighting a boss where you can't meaningfully interact with his attacks, and your only option is just to position yourself so that however much damage you're taking, it's just the least amount of damage you can take. In our case, it is moving away from Guilty, so that he'll use his claw attack. So being in that situation just means that we're running through the numbers over and over and over and over again. We're not making any meaningful choices. We're just saying, okay, we expect to take 30 damage every turn. Okay, we have X window to respawn before we die. Alright. Attack in that window. Okay, that window's closed. Spend all of your future turns opening up that window again, and that means healing and draining his MP. And it just keeps going. And going. Forever. Oh my goodness. Thank the stars, we are done with that. Oi. Like, man. I feel physically tired after that. Okay, I don't think this is the right way. What adds even more salt to the wound, we didn't even gain a level from that. The game did not even decide that was worth a level for Brian. It's like, nah, that's just normal. It's an average day in Brian's life. I'm gonna hope this is the right way. I don't want to go all the way around again. Hey, you should talk to the Rose Knights. You should get their spell. Theirs is better. This looks like the room we were already in. Except, wait a minute. There's a treasure chest over there. Alright, maybe it isn't the room we were already in. Yeah, this is new. And I guess we should have used some of those healing potions, right? Maybe I was making that a little too hard on ourselves. We have all these items, we're not using them. Guess that's kind of dumb on my part. Where are we supposed to go? Wait. I think that's where we came from. Oops. Yeah, what's her defense now? 61. Wasn't it like 49 coming in here? Maybe not. There has to be a way out of here, right? A way that we didn't take coming in? Yeah, here's a door. Yeah, going up seems to be a good direction. Come on, you knights. We killed your crazy experimenting dude. Homie Arrow 2. Boy, that spell sucks. Seems like one of those spells that was specifically designed for the enemies and not for you. What? What? You miss all three? Yeah. Come on, die. Can we even win? I don't think we can. Nope. We have a window. Still stubbornly putting points into wind. We'll get that storm spell eventually. They keep popping up behind us. It's supposed to be like they're chasing us? No, it's probably just RNG. Okay, we're looking for a hit on both. Hit on both. It's not a hit on both. It's a hit on one. It's funny how the difference between Guilty doing 30 damage and the Rose Knights dealing 50 is enough to completely change the metric of combat. Like, if Guilty did 50 damage, we wouldn't be able to win. Hands down. Brian, just open the... Brian? Mint leaves. Why would you give us mint leaves this late in the game? Who the heck are you? You're that little brat from that one town. What are you doing here? Lord Bartholomew's been taken to a remote hiding place, Brian. I came here to rescue him, but I didn't make it in time. If you have the courage to go on, it'll help you to regain your strength. How about it? Okay, so he serves as our inn. Yeah, I think it's pretty clear I should have been using these items. Would have made the Guilty fight a lot easier. But we gotta save them all for the Bannon fight, right? That's how people play RPGs. You just save all your items for the last fight. And even then you don't use them. You gotta just hoard them. I think a lot of us are guilty of doing that. You just keep thinking, oh no, but I might need that later. Like a Persona. Oh no, I might need that Soma for the fight after the last boss fight. You never know. There could be a secret boss fight after the last boss fight. Then you get to that secret fight and you're like, okay, but I don't want to use my Soma because there might be a fight after this fight. And so on and so forth. Come on, Rose Knight. We really don't want to fight with you. Got better things to do. We're pretty near the end. Pretty sure. It's been a little while. It's been years. Come on. Open the chest. Yeah, we'll be right there with you, Pops. Hold on, we got stuff to do. I'm gonna play in the fountain. You don't mind, do you? Alright, hang on. Hang on, buddy. I'm gonna be right there. 1 second. We gotta open this. Alright, Pops. What's up? Shannon? Your true colors revealed? Hello again, Master Apprentice. Your power is much greater than I expected. It must be because you are a true magician. This fellow challenged me to a fight, even though he's hurt just because I told him about you. His life was in danger. He tried to stop me, although he couldn't lift a finger. Why does he trouble himself so? I don't understand. You can't escape this room. You will have to move forward if you want to rescue your father. You don't have a choice. Your fate and your father's are in my hands. Do as you're told. Brian, how do you find me here? How do you get here? Quick, run for it. This place is a trap! You must have been lured here by that evil puppet Shannon. Even Bagus was taken by her cunning. The L-Tail... Oh, wait, she was the mysterious woman who poisoned Bagus. So it wasn't Shelf at all. Yeah, I don't know if the word puppet is supposed to be taken literally, but I always took it literally. As in, Shannon is not a real human. Especially because she has that one line several, like, towns ago at this point, where she says, "You humans are amusing," or something like that. I literally, like, imagine that puppet, or, Shannon is like a fake person. The L-Tail book is much more than even I thought. Oh, og. Yeah, but we have to move forward because Shannon trapped us here. Not like these knights are going to stomp us, though. Wait, how is he not dead? There we go. Okay, we're gonna take a quick pause there. I'll be right back.